Every time you unlock your smartphone, stream a video, or send an email, you're relying on one of humanity's most remarkable achievements, the microchip. These tiny rectangles of silicon, often no bigger than your fingernail, contain billions of microscopic components working in perfect harmony. But how exactly do we transform ordinary sand into the computing powerhouses that run our modern world? The journey from raw materials to finished microchip is one of the most complex manufacturing processes ever developed, combining chemistry, physics, and engineering precision measured in billionths of a meter. Let's explore this incredible process that makes our digital age possible. Starting with silicon, from beach to wafer. The story begins with something surprisingly ordinary: sand. Silicon, the primary material in microchips, is the second most abundant element in Earth's crust and is found in common sand, silicon dioxide. However, chip making requires silicon of extraordinary purity, 99.9999999% pure, a level known as 9 nines. The purification process starts by heating sand in a furnace at temperatures exceeding 2000 degrees Celsius, combining it with carbon to produce metallurgical-grade silicon. This silicon then undergoes additional chemical processes, including distillation and crystallization, to achieve the ultra-high purity required for electronics. Once purified, the silicon is melted and formed into cylindrical ingots through a process called the Czochralski method. A small seed crystal is dipped into molten silicon and slowly withdrawn while rotating, allowing a perfect crystal structure to form. These ingots can be up to 300 millimeters in diameter and weigh several hundred pounds. The ingots are then sliced into extremely thin wafers, about as thick as a credit card, using diamond-coated saws. Each wafer is polished to mirror smoothness because even the tiniest imperfection can ruin the microscopic circuits that will be built upon it. A single wafer will eventually contain hundreds or even thousands of individual chips. The photolithography process, printing with light. The actual circuit creation happens through photolithography, a process similar to photography but at a scale that defies imagination. Modern chips contain features measuring just 3 to 5 nanometers, about the width of 15 to 25 silicon atoms. For perspective, if a transistor were the size of a marble, a human hair would be over a mile wide. The wafer is first coated with a light-sensitive material called photoresist. A mask, essentially a stencil containing the circuit pattern, is placed over the wafer, and ultraviolet light is shown through it. The exposed photoresist undergoes a chemical change, allowing it to be selectively washed away, leaving behind a precise pattern. Modern chip making uses extreme ultraviolet (EUV) lithography with light wavelengths of just 13.5 nanometers. These EUV machines are technological marvels themselves, costing over $150 million each and requiring perfectly calibrated optics that would need to be scaled to the size of Germany to maintain their precision at human scale. Layer upon layer, building the circuit. A modern microchip isn't flat. It's a three-dimensional structure containing dozens or even hundreds of layers stacked on top of each other. Each layer is created through repeated cycles of photolithography, etching, and deposition. After photolithography creates a pattern, that pattern is etched into the silicon using highly controlled chemical processes. Then, different materials are deposited onto the wafer to create various components. Conductors like copper form the wires connecting components, insulators separate different layers, and carefully controlled impurities are added to the silicon itself to create transistors, the fundamental building blocks that act as microscopic switches. This layering process is repeated dozens of times. Creating a modern processor can require over 1,000 individual processing steps and take 3 to 4 months from start to finish. The precision required is staggering. If a single dust particle lands on the wafer during processing, it can destroy multiple chips. Doping. Creating the switches. One of the most critical steps in chip making is doping, the process of adding tiny amounts of other elements to the pure silicon to change its electrical properties. By introducing elements like boron or phosphorus in carefully controlled amounts and locations, manufacturers create regions that conduct electricity differently. These doped regions form transistors, the basic building blocks of all digital circuits. A transistor acts like a microscopic switch, turning current on or off in response to electrical signals. Modern processors contain tens of billions of these transistors, all working together to perform calculations at incredible speeds. The doping process uses ion implantation, where ions of the desired element are accelerated to high speeds and shot into the silicon wafer. The depth and concentration of these ions can be controlled with extreme precision, allowing engineers to create transistors with exactly the properties needed. The clean room environment. To prevent contamination, Chip fabrication happens in clean rooms that make hospital operating rooms look dirty by comparison. These facilities maintain Class 1 standards, meaning there's less than one particle larger than 0.5 micrometers per cubic foot of air. By comparison, a typical urban environment contains millions of such particles in the same volume. Workers wear full-body suits called bunny suits that cover everything except their eyes. The air is continuously filtered and circulated, and every tool, surface, and material is carefully controlled. Even the water used is purified to remove virtually all impurities. This ultra-pure water is actually so pure, it would leach minerals from your body if you drank it. The temperature and humidity are also precisely controlled. Even slight variations can affect the chemical processes used in chip manufacturing. These clean rooms represent some of the most carefully controlled environments humans have ever created. Testing and packaging. Once all layers are complete, each individual chip on the wafer undergoes electrical testing. Tiny probes touch each chip to verify it functions correctly. Due to the complexity of the process, not every chip is perfect. Yield rates, or the percentage of working chips, are a critical metric in semiconductor manufacturing. The wafer is then cut into individual chips using a diamond saw. Each working chip is mounted onto a substrate, and hair-thin gold or copper wires are bonded to connect the chip to external pins. Finally, the chip is sealed in a protective package, the black rectangular component you might recognize from looking inside a computer. Modern packaging has become increasingly sophisticated. Some packages now stack multiple chips on top of each other or integrate different types of chips into a single package, creating what are called system-in-package or SIP devices. The scale of production. The semiconductor industry produces over 1 trillion chips annually, enough to provide more than 100 chips for every person on Earth. This massive scale is necessary because modern life depends entirely on these tiny components. They're in everything from smartphones and computers to cars, refrigerators, medical devices, and industrial equipment. A single modern fabrication facility, called a fab, can cost $20 billion or more to build. These facilities operate 24/7, producing wafers continuously. The leading-edge facilities, making the most advanced chips, use equipment so sophisticated that only a handful of companies worldwide can manufacture it. The future of chip making. As chips become smaller and more powerful, manufacturers face increasing challenges. We're approaching physical limits where quantum effects and the atomic structure of silicon itself become obstacles. The industry is exploring new materials like gallium nitride, new architectures like 3D stacking, and even quantum computing as potential paths forward. Yet even as we push boundaries, the fundamental process remains remarkably similar to techniques developed decades ago. The genius lies in the incredible precision and control achieved at scales once thought impossible. Each generation of chips pushes the boundaries of what's physically possible, requiring innovations in materials science, physics, and engineering. Want to dive deeper into the technology shaping our world? Subscribe to stay updated on the latest breakthroughs in semiconductor technology, computing innovations, and the science behind everyday devices. Join thousands of curious minds exploring how modern technology actually works.